Oh, I guess she's a tech journalist, so I guess she got on the IndieWeb.
You're leading this thing, right?
I am.
You're going to be showing things on the screen?
Uh-huh.
Can you try, there should be a cable around here?
So now you're going to just fly it from here. Well, hang on. You can
Try this.
face over in my
And I want to see what
I
happens.
don't want to go back.
That's
a long way. I would touch so.
I don't have a plan for
I don't
this
think it's
session.
worked out too bad that you can pack it.
I just don't know like what the format of looking at pretty things should be.
On the count of three, we should all yell out.
All right, now.
Yeah, I know. Technically speaking, my plugs are over there. I can go sit over by my plugs, and then you can sit over here by your plugs.
Okay, then I'm the plug. Who's unidentified beverage?
Hi.
Okay, man, I returned it. I just always sit there for a practical reason.
Fair enough.
My back to certain things.
Lefty.
I just want to put my phone in.
So, do I need to log into something?
No, I think I'm feeling good.
Oh, I was looking on that and I was like, it's not up yet. I was just looking at my screen.
You're on the other enormous screen.
It's cool. It's fine. Okay.
Things are truly massive. Like, it changes everything.
Now everybody can see all the screenshots I was taking when I was getting my talk ready.
Just remember, the goal of your talk is apparently That's going to be the theme of the day.
I feel like I've done that every hour since you've been here.
This is the statement. The purpose of IndieWeb Summit is to make me feel guilty about not working on WordPress.
You do plenty. I want to make that abundantly clear.
That was definitely. That was clearly a sarcastic remark.
Okay.
No, I knew it wasn't. It was a sarcastic remark. I'm saying I'm still holding by it.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like you've been taking that away regardless of the intention.
I'm playing teacup work. I made that work.
I noticed.
Oh, you did?
I used teacup and I used it because you made it work.
Yeah, but I made it work with one line, and I still haven't touched it since then. So I just made it work enough. Someday it will work. No matter beyond that.
I mean, it still works, so.
Yeah, I just made it work.
I can probably, if you really need a list of issues, I can probably
Feel
sit
free.
down.
I'm always looking for new ideas.
Okay. I need to be on the internet. There's many problems going on right
I need
now.
that T-shirt. I need to be on the internet.
So people are saying StemPress is pretty. Mine is hardly concerned. Does anyone else use it?
StemPress is popular and it's simple and it's
Right.
But if you're asking, is it pretty?
It depends on what you mean by pretty. Pretty is a subjective term.
Try something like an independent publisher, which is microphone too, which is a lot prettier.
Independent publishers.
So, okay, I'm not clear. What do you this is?
Well, I know that it's when you.
Is there objection?
Which means I must be wrong.
Can I request that before we dive in, we
Yes.
appoint a scribe, and that we come up with a structure instead of just randomly talking about pretty websites?
Boo! That's fine.
Can someone scribe, since this is going to require mainly sharing my screen? I feel like I should not be scribing. I think all you really need to do is get the URLs down, and that's good enough. It's etherpad.indieweb.org/perweb, perweb. I couldn't come up with a cleverer name. It's like personal website.
Read into it, whatever.
I was not trying very well. So something I'm interested is just if you have websites personal websites that you think are pretty, or you think like one part of it is really pretty, like it handles comments or web mentions really beautiful. I would love to just have people come up and like kind of parade or just tell me what URL, and we can look at them on the screen and kind of discuss them. The main thing I want to get out of this session, and I would like to hear what you guys would like to get out of this, is that I often struggle to come up with good, like I Google like nice personal websites and like try to find elements that I like when I'm working on my own website, but I really struggle to like find a good crowdsource that's just about functional pretty website design for personal websites, because often what you end up in is like
Corporate.
Yeah. corporate, or like you end up in a click hole of like Squarespace websites or like SEO WordPress theme posts. It's just really challenging, I feel like. And I know that a lot of people have really cool websites, and so I kind of just want to look at that and then have a list to come back to later. What else do other people? Why did you come? People that are here.
I like inspiration.
Okay.
It's out here.
I
Air
wasn't
conditioning.
interested in any of the other topics.
Okay.
At least
David wants to show off his own website, which is gorgeous.
I'm in the middle of rebuilding my site, so finding inspiration as I'm rebuilding is probably a good idea.
Something I really struggle with is like beautiful websites that are also really functional for IndieWeb standards. So I feel like this is kind of relevant. Like as we were talking about earlier in the WordPress session, a lot of like the dominating stuff right now is kind of streaming your life on your website and like pushing things from all these silos into it, and like finding ways to make that design look good is something that some people have done, but not that many. So.
You know the expression, great artists steal.
Yeah.
I just look at everybody else's and steal what I like.
I definitely do that as well. I'm a big fan of that.
I'll just jump in and point out a website I like, and then if you guys start having them, you can be your own website. Feel free to submit yourself for review. This is a website that is not done on a CMS, but kind of looks like it's done on a CMS, but it's actually all just flat HTML. And I like it because it's a really clean but photography-heavy design. And I think she has had an interesting approach to the way she's done her archives, which is that her archives are entirely by category, but you can totally go through. She blogged every day for 10 years, so she's got a reasonable amount of content on her website. But as you can tell, it really is, it spans the gamut of what she talks about, and so I really I think that this is good for discovery and exploration. For her website, that's about it. I like that.
That's a good looking site.
Yeah, I think it's nice and clean.
Yes. It also doesn't look too, I don't know how to put this, but a lot of websites now look the same. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Where it's like, look at my massive hero image, and when you scroll, everything kind of doesn't scroll while it scrolls, and kind of everyone's. I feel like if you go to any brand's website now,
And you're seeing the website says which of these two websites are you building now?
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
And again, it's just so dependent on things like Bootstrap and
Yeah. And this
Right.
site feels like it is. It's got a very timeless design.
Yeah.
Right? It looks like it could have been created in 2007.
And
that's
it,
okay.
it might very well have been, because she did start blogging in 2005, but
But that's fine.
it
Looks
feels
good.
it still is usable today, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go back to websites made in the early aughts that are like unreadable on modern day screens because they're optimized for like 800 by 600, and so they're yeah. Does anybody else have any websites they want to look at?
I was going to suggest, I remember Brennan Novak's, which
Oh,
again,
yeah.
it appears to be offline now. So I'm trying
Oh
to find
no! Do you wanna? We could way back it.
it. Yeah, that's what I was checking.
I don't.
It's Brennan with two N's first.
Yeah.
Novak. Okay.
I remember that his posts are really readable, which is also something I've really been particularly struggling with WordPress. I don't know about other folks, but the tendency now is not to have like things that are super readable long form on WordPress.
Try
And,
without the HTTPS.
oh yeah, that makes sense. Probably not what's crawled. Let's look late. Maybe we should bug Brennan about his website.
I haven't seen him in chat in a while.
Oh, I'm currently rebuilding my life and my website.
We'll be patient with you.
Should I go back
Maybe
further?
try essays.
Amazing.
No, that was kind of what I recalled. When you go to like an essay or something, it's just really nice typography. It's good use of white space.
I think archive.org is angry at me for how much I've used it today.
looks like he's got some fancy JavaScript. He's like fading things in.
Oh yeah, this is a similar typography style as the one that I was just kind of talking about. It's very black and white with good white space.
Good contrast on link colors. That's actually something I'm kind of working on because mine are not very contrast for the rest of the text.
I think the tendency was that Bootstrap was kind of making everything too clean, and I just did that. I have now yellow. I went back to underlines because we all decided to abandon underlines for a long time, and it turns out underlining is very effective for links. So.
True.
I'll throw mine up there.
Yeah.
Cleverdevil.io.
Autofill, I was looking at you.
So I just use known. So I have customized the CSS to change the fonts and the colors, and I've done a lot of work on it. But you can see it's heavily. I filter on the front page. I only do long form posts and photos. I don't put my check-ins there. I don't put. So you have to scroll down to get to the point where I actually wrote something. There was one.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And you have a full image. So does this disappear when I? So you just get a little hint of the background image.
Exactly.
In
It's just
mobile.
I like it. And then if you go to maybe activity, you can see like this is very much the known default like check-in view. You can also see my watch.
It's sort of a tumble of.
I like
Exactly.
your leaflet map. Nice map base, but there.
That's the one that comes in known by default. By the way,
Nice.
when you do a check-in. And then if you go to timeline, you can see my. This is like my short posts. And this is the one I like the least. Oh, look at that. It's nice. And quote.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the part that probably needs the most love.
So I'm really interested in your filter posts. So are there multiple layers of filter content? So can I filter? So if you filter by locations, is that going to pull out?
If you filter locations, that's really going to find check-ins. That's all it's going to find. You can't right now that I know of in Node have a post that is a post that has a location attached to it.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way. At least not that I know of.
So these are all different post types, and that's there's only.
Not possible. There you go.
But these are all different post types, so
Post
these are all unique
all
categories.
unique categories. And then, like technically speaking, my activity and timeline, those are just under the hood filtering to different things.
Okay.
But just giving it a nice.
You've got a nice, And then your about page.
Yeah.
It's a very good about page. Look at that. Very cute. I noticed no footer.
No footer.
Are you
right
opposed to footers?
No. Just haven't. No one doesn't come with one.
Yeah.
And I haven't created one.
So I really like Aaron Parecki's calendar view on his website for, I mean, his is kind of unfair because he just does all the things, but how do I find it is a good question.
I like.
I think
this
you
one's
just type in,
2017.
type a year in a month, or just a year.
And then like 06.
Yep.
Yeah, so like,
Oh my
I think
goodness.
this is really fucking cool.
That is smart.
It's a little overwhelming.
Coexist.
And it also, I also think that it makes it look a little religious to have like the star and
Right, where does it spell out coexist?
That's exactly what we were just talking about. Yeah.
Actually, I think it says cathopody.
I told him that he should replace the noon with a Z and then it would be fine. But anyway, I think this one is really interesting from the
That is
perspective.
really cool.
I also like that he crams an absurd amount of content in his website, but you never see too much of it at once. And I think that is really nice. Anybody else have other websites they want to look at?
Yeah, I have
It's like remote.
recreated.
Oh yeah, I saw you did that, Seb. There you go. Here.
Yeah, if you do the same thing on my site, you get the same result. I got this new. Wait, on my homepage already. I got the date in the.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so I got this is today, and then you can click back for other things, and these are all the posts on that day.
This is good.
So I just did a RSVP, but if you strip off the, you
Nice.
get the month.
Yours looks a little less religious.
Yeah, because I use different icons.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't track my sleep. Probably the.
What does the emoji mean?
It's actually an emoji reaction, so it's
To
to a post, I believe.
Woo.
Yeah, so I found this one sad. So I did like on Facebook, you got this reactee where you can put another face, and this is the IndieWeb equivalent of that. Then I just show the emoji.
I like that.
But I can send any emoji in this way, not just the Facebook ones.
I like your header. It explains who you are, but it's very succinct, despite on every page.
Yeah. Only on mobile it's a bit long, so maybe I should do something about that. But, yeah.
Okay, I want to go back to that page that emoji links to. And then we'll do yours. But what is this? This is great. I think I just like this has a bunch of.
This is it's a Dutch comic, like as you can see with photos. So it's actually strip is comic, so it's a photo comic. And he is I believe the first autobiography. Yeah.
Well, I can't read any of that.
There's
So.
a translation at the top.
No, yeah, that's I believe he got some translation in French, but yeah.
Also got to translate the comics.
Yeah.
Come on, Google. No, Google does some pretty wild stuff.
Okay, what's your website?
Grants.codes.
Grants.codes. That's very cute.
Yeah, so
No .codes is the top level domain.
it looks a bit different from, I think, most other
Woo!
websites.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. There's a lot going on here. This is really cool.
Yeah, so it's just a feed, but I won't take credit for the design. I had a designer friend help me do it. But,
Looks great.
It works out quite well, yeah.
So, and you have your lights on here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of sort of ones that are hidden away as well.
Oh my god. This is it just delights me. I just want to scoop up your website.
Yeah, so the other one. The timeline page that I demoed basically shows all the different types of posts, but it's just absolutely full of location.
What is it?
Just /timeline. So that's the one with the map on the right. So you scroll.
How are you capturing? How
What?
are you capturing all the locations?
How did
That's
you do
pretty
this?
badass.
How do I make this happen in my life? Who do I need to hire?
So where's the location data coming from? How you?
My phone.
So you just like push to.
Yeah, it's using what is
one track
background.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going back to the timeline.
Own track?
Yeah, own track.
iOS.
And then do you do the design for this part, or did you have a designer friend help with this part?
I sort of built that myself.
Yeah. If anyone's
So it's like a sort of design system. If
you
scroll back a mile, you'll see my trip to
Ice Contract is the one developer. Yeah, I have it set up, but I don't do anything.
In love with this.
But yeah,
This is amazing.
Yeah, so it does show everything else as well, but since the locations are
Not.
way, just fill it up with.
Yeah. Do you have plans to make this more readable than Latin Lounge, or are you happy with this?
Yeah. It's like a hidden one. I might do some other view just for the locations a bit better. So I also have a slash map.
Just the like.
You can map them to
Honestly, I
locations
didn't want to
using
store
the
my
geocode.
locations until I saw that.
Now you want it.
Simple.
So-
Good old
Yeah.
geo.
What are you using to move the map around as you scroll down?
Just leaflet. Yeah, and you just say center on this location. Or
And you just do that as like it scrolls through when a post
yeah,
is in
just
view.
whenever you've got it just
These
picks the
are all
ones at the top of the window.
And
And then if I have a location on a post, you can it still picks up that location as well. So the maps one, this is just the same data, but just dots on every point that you were scrolling through. So it doesn't go because there's like 100,000 dots now. So if you start zooming out, it'll crash.
Yeah, it doesn't. My
So I need to do something better with that. But it's the same data, just in a different view.
Maybe as you zoom out, you could like kind of minimize the dots to just be like, okay, well now I'm just in Portland or I'm just
Yeah,
in
that's
this.
what I will do. And then the other one, makes me think more interesting.
This is like previous and next backgrounds.
Oh wow.
That'd be cool.
It's not mine.
Is someone saving all the URLs?
I think they're supposed to be going into Etherpad.
They are. Okay, great, awesome.
Very cool.
Like
I had one that I wanted to do, so it's Andy.
Right.
Hold on. This is I couldn't remember his URL, so I had to. Andy J Pizza. Okay. This is not an IndieWeb one, but I just love this web design, and it's got the typical hero thing, but it's a little more silly and fun. I feel like.
I'm okay with it.
But it ends up communicating information, I think, really clearly, and I think there is, when you go into, when you go into the archive, I'm pretty sure it's built. This is built on Squarespace, but it just feels very. It doesn't look like every other Squarespace website, and I think some of that is due to the fact that he's a really phenomenal illustrator, and so it's got a lot of color. But yeah, I'm a fan of this one. What else? What was it? You had one?
Yeah, it's Adam Danaway, ADHAM DANNAWAY.
There you go. First Google search result.
Yeah, there we go.
I like this. Because like he's a coder and a designer, and it's kind of like split. And if you hover over one side, it'll like.
Oh, nice. So it's just got a nice cutesy. And this is Flash, or is it? This is all HTML5. Nice.
And I just kind of like the way he's split both sides of his portfolio into one thing.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yes, the blog. So something I've been interested in is blog archive pages. Does anybody have any good examples of fun?
I have a good example. If you go to v4 dot, yeah, exactly, dot Jason Santa Maria, which is a name that might be, some people might know, .com. This is the old version of his website, which is just way, way better. If you hit, he does a different design for every single blog post. If you hit articles to see his archive, you'll see that if you scroll down, he made screenshots of the different posts.
What?
And if you scroll further down, there you get into some of the crazy designs he did for his posts.
This is so cool!
And you can just click any of the posts, and a lot of them will have, you have the by design tag, and you can kind of look like, oh, I want to see blue posts that use the color blue a lot.
What?
And he did, in his latest iteration of the website, this is gone, which I think is the worst decision he's ever made. But he used to do these design for each and every post.
How often did he post?
Well, he's an art director, so like he's sort of a bit obsessed with art direction.
He has
that's
a
partly
vision.
Yeah, and that's partly his shtick. Everything, the art direction on the web.
And I think his comments are super interesting, and I might just be interested in them because they look like the internet 8 years ago, and I miss it. So that might be.
I mean, this is the internet 8 years ago.
Yeah.
2010.
But I like it. This is really fascinating to me because I'm very comfortable with print design, and I struggle sometimes with translating that to the web. And I felt like it used to be easier when everything was just nested table sets. That's harder to do now with dynamic web stuff.
So one in a similar vein is TrentWalton.com.
I just want to play with this dude's website forever. Okay, Trent.com.
Yeah. So his articles are like not as art directed, but I think they just have custom headers on each one.
Is this one an article? No.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though.
What?
The whole website. Okay.
That's like his feed. Each one has got its own.
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
And it just,
So it's very medium style.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've been intrigued by, is that we had about 10 minutes where everybody wanted their website to look like Medium, and about 25% of the internet managed to succeed at that, I feel like. And then I feel like it's died, but the thing that's frustrating for me, I didn't like all the websites looking the same, but I did think that the beautiful part of Medium was that they were focused on readability first. And I was kind of hoping the reading thing was actually going to be about making really beautiful, readable, long-form posts. and so, yeah, does anybody have any great examples of, like, interesting readability for long-form or just generally on websites? I think that something that Bootstrap did is it really compressed H1 and H2 and H3 and made everything kind of look very similar. And I've been really interested in, like, people used to do artsy CSS for their quotes and for their H tags, and I feel like that's kind of died.
Kartik, he does, it's KARTIK, PRADHU.com.
PRA.
No, you're fine. No, come on. PRADHU. Wait, did I get that right?
Yeah.
PRA, isn't it?
That's PRA, sorry.
Apparently he died?
No. It's, yeah.
Okay. It autofilled death.
Oh, that's weird.
I think pretty much every post he does, he has like kind of custom indentation and alignment, you know. He's got article links at the bottom, I think. Yeah. He also does some photo gallery posts.
Oh yeah, he's very into the, like, use the whole page kind of.
Right, yeah. Takes good advantage of his white space, I think.
I like that headers on the left.
What?
Oh. Another interesting design might be, was it called Snowfall? New York Times did, which kind of blew up.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Wow. So much parallax.
Yeah, it's killing my browser here.
That was the piece that in 2012 when it came out ruined scrolling for the rest of time.
Yeah, scroll jacking for the.
It's incredible.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
Lord Almighty.
Remember 2012 when this came out? This was a
Like
big
life
deal.
change. Yeah,
Big deal.
before every person used Squarespace and did the same thing.
Can I then show you something from sublime to ridiculous potential? I've just
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just put it in.
This is my favorite.
All right.
This is what this session is
All
about.
right, so I've just popped it in the pad. So Bloomberg did a design conference a couple of years ago, and I guess they really wanted to make a statement. So they did this site, which is
whoa,
yeah, move the mouse around and.
Oh my god.
So like I must say, like it gets tired very quickly, but it got a lot of attention. Right?
It was like someone discovered HTML5 and then like drank a bunch of caffeine.
But it was interesting because so Bloomberg, if you think through the brand, right, they're kind of the Bloomberg terminal, which is this standard terminal everyone in finance looks at, and then when they got the huge amount of art direction to their website, which wasn't quite as excessive as this, and then built this sort of part of this whole brand message that we get design, and we, we like the Financial Times. So to me, I'm not saying we should build websites like this, but it's a pretty courageous thing for a certain kind of organization to do, right? You can see it being a 16-year-old kid's kind of private site. This conference sold out like 1,000+ tickets at $1,000 each in 8 minutes.
Right.
So commercially it was pretty successful, right? Okay, that's good.
This actually brings up, I'm interested, I'm really into animated GIFs, which probably belies my generation, but I am curious about good uses of animated GIFs that you've seen, as opposed to terrible uses of
Or
animation.
animation in general.
Yeah, or animation in general. I think GIFs are a little more accessible than Flash.
Yeah.
But
I mean, now with the CSS, there's so many different animation, capabilities.
Well,
I think it's underutilized and overutilized at the same time.
Right, and every Parallax website has oh, I have a pencil that appears and then sharpens or whatever.
Right. As opposed to giving cues about transitions and so on, which so I think we underuse it well and overuse it badly.
Yeah. Does anybody have any great animation examples? This was crazy and awesome.
That was a really cool one.
We're gonna get into examples of bad things. There is
pretty websites.
I'm not going to actually argue that this is bad. I think it is out there, and it was on. But this was a one-off, right? And it achieved commercially in a lot of other ways what it was trying to achieve. But and one of the reasons why we didn't see loads of these, but we did see lots of snowfalls, was because this had its own unique.
Well, yeah, and I also feel like Bloomberg. It's adorable when they do this, and you're like, wow, that's a big brand departure.
Right.
But if a cutesy conference was to do this, you're like, oh, can I really take it seriously? Like, blah, blah, blah.
They already have the trust,
right?
So they can break it, whereas
It's like the design. You can break all the rules but one. Or
Going back a little bit to archives, I'm a little bit fond of my own. I know I'm biased.
Oh yeah.
GregorLove.com/archives. I took a little bit of inspiration from Tumblr. So if you scroll down, it goes up to like 5 per.
I like it.
That's pretty nice.
That's very cute.
And actually, click on notes too.
Is this all your own, or is this a CMS?
It's custom. It is a CMS, but it's all basically custom HTML. Click through to one of those on the permalink, June 24th.
Oh, no. Sorry, that was the wrong permalink.
Scroll down a little bit. The date.
Yeah.
There you go. And then scroll down. Those blue dots, that's like my posting frequency. And actually, I think if you hover over it, it says. No, it doesn't. But yeah, I did. Yeah, kind of like GitHub. So, and I do want to link those to.
That's cool.
I want to link that to that specific date to see everything I post.
I like your super intense footer there.
Thank you.
It's definitely, I feel like bold footer there.
So I put the link in the bottom. We don't have to look at it now, but there is someone on Reddit decided it would be fun if they had a contest to see who could design the worst volume slider.
Oh my gosh.
And it's one of the most amazing things that you'll ever see. It's save it to later unless you want to break from beautiful. It's pretty amusing.
Oh my gosh.
Some of them are beautiful in their own way.
They are all beautiful in their own way.
I love that people actually made some of them work too in JavaScript.
Yeah.
So I added another one. I stole both of these from Midley Friedman, who's Smashing magazine founder. He talks about this. So you can probably find videos online. So it's the worst hotel in Amsterdam, legendarily bad, and they embraced that with brand spirit and built this website. So it's called the Hans Brinker Hotel. Hansbrinker.com. I put the link in the internet. So it'll if you look at it, it has all these reviews about how bad it is, but then they've gone and embraced. And in fact, they've been so good at being bad that it's now in Lisbon as well, right? But they aren't good to be bad; they are apparently terrible, right? And they've gone and embraced the whole thing. Apparently they got a well-known comedian to write all the copy. Right? So
that's great.
It really, I think, they write. What do we do? Spend millions improving a hotel?
More honesty, less of everything else.
Right. So it's beautiful. I think really important. It's great copy. It's really well written. But even look at the
so good. That's so
the
good.
typography is so bad.
It's so good.
So, I think it's a great bit of it is again on brand and it incorporates language use
and it's very It's very kind of print layout.
Yeah, right.
The
So
way
a
that
flyer that
it
would be on
feels
a telegraph pole, right?
Yeah.
Stay at that.
Right, but almost more like bad print. Someone
Right,
doesn't know how to use it.
So good.
So it's even embraced all these kind of
this is actually very well designed, intentionally in a
it's
kind of
knowing and it's every aspect of it is really well done. Right.
So many fonts, it's incredible.
Wow. Oh, and then it's got the
even
side.
got
So I'm actually really interested in something like this for day posts. So all these people have their their individual day that you can see everything that they might be like live streaming to their website from IndieWeb, and I actually think that clicking through and getting a picture of the day this way as opposed to reverse chronological would be very interesting as like a navigating your life sort of thing, and with those sweet maps. So I want those maps forever now. So.
Has anyone read The Outline before? I can't stand their design, and maybe I'm just...
Designed by proxy.com. Oh. Not an official IndieWeb member, but he's a designer. He's got a nice site.
So I was looking at the Bloomberg page, and I thought about there's a guy who does a little bit of playing with Hoover styles on links, SeanInman.com.
Oh, Sean Inman's great.
Edmund?
Inman.
Inman, I-N-M-A. I'd just say UN. Is it? Yeah, A-U-N, yeah.
A-U.
Yeah. Chatting
There you go, you got it.
Okay.
That's the one.
So if you hoover his links, the links will try and follow your pointer, and then they snap back into place.
I like it.
He's also like, you can tell, he does a lot of 8-bit games. He sort of was very early in the kind of 8-bit stuff. He's been doing this for over a decade. Like this.
Yeah, if you go back to his landing page, and hang on, change the pendium behind the URL to packed. And then you come to his old landing page, which is the 8-bit one.
Oh, that's
Wow.
fun.
The big green button.
Also, how do you know all these people's old URLs? Why are you?
Because everything stuck in my head.
No, I think it does.
This is really cute. Yeah, I liked his archives page too. It was unique in the structure. I felt like. I'm not.
His previous blog had different colors for every, I think, month. I want to say, and you could watch his archive, and you would see this whole color gradient go.
Oh. Yeah.
You'd probably have to check the web archive for that. I'm not sure if Sean has an old version link.
What was he doing in 2001?
He even put the images in his Flickr. So if there's a link to his Flickr page, you should be able to see it there. He put screenshots of his blog on Flickr because of the way the color was evolving over time.
I don't see his Flickr.
And he even invented an image replacement technique called the Inman flash replacement. So if you've ever used those, he invented pretty much the first image replacement technique.
Interesting.
It's been doing this a long time.
Anybody else? Fun websites?
Maybe worth mentioning any of the websites where you can go and find big lists of all these websites that aren't like.
Yeah. Does anybody have good?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a blog roll.
Yeah, blog rolls. Since apparently we're bringing them back.
Tell me we're bringing back web rings. That's what's really happening.
I would totally support an IndieWeb web ring.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Except ad blockers would block every one of them, right?
Yeah.
They look like ads. So no one would ever see it, right?
No, that would just be
What?
plain HTML links.
Yeah.
It'd be fine. Because the way the web ring would be is that you just had a permanent place in the web ring.
They were images. No, typically images.
You could just do a plain text one with two
okay.
arrows back and forward.
I always remember it was being images which would get automatically loaded because the web ring was kind of randomly generated. Right? It wasn't like you always had that link to that particular website. It would be you sort of opted in.
It depends on how well the web ring was set up.
There's one called
so glad this is where we went.
hotlinewebbring.com.
What is it?
hotlinewebbring.com. That's actually rather nice.
.club.
Oh, that makes me so happy. And it's really easy. You basically link to them. You pick a slug like I'm Gregor Love. So you'd be like, you link to hotlinewebbring.club/GregorLove as your next.
Oh, and you've already registered IndieWeb.
And then they handle it. So your link is always the same.
Maybe we might be able to find who that person is.
I'm looking.
Is it our enemies?
It's someone in Germany.
This is on our wiki, by the way.
Chances are it's our friend.
Probably Jan.
I think somebody might. I don't remember if they stopped in chat or not.
What, really?
It's on GitHub.
I don't know who that is.
It's Joshi.
Joshi? Yeah, he organized a bunch of the stuff that just went down in Germany, the IndieWebCamps out there.
Darn it. Well, we need to get in touch with Joshi and tell him we want to make an IndieWeb web ring on IndieWeb.com.
All right, someone put that in action items for this session, which is I don't know how we got there, but we're there. Any other great examples of like treatment of H or like fun treatments of H tags or of quotes? I'm particularly interested in really fucking cool shit that people do with CSS. Like I love whimsical CSS that isn't terrible to read.
So we had a great presentation. I'll try and dig it up. Like the things you can actually do with CSS and Wisdom Church type now with gradients and sort of inside, like and effects that are pretty short. Let me see if I can dig up that now, because yeah, you can do some really amazing stuff.
Here's a site while he's digging that up.
Yeah.
KeithJGrant.com. So Keith is the guy who wrote OmniBear. He's actually an IndieWeb community member. And if you go to his little menu on the left-hand side, I like that a lot. It's got a nice, like, kind of fade in and out.
Welcome to the future.
And this is very CSS. He's writing a book on CSS. So if you want some interesting CSS, he's a guy to look.
What's that cool like dodge effect on the text at the top?
It is nice.
Yeah,
it's
and it's
pretty,
real text. It's not.
It's pretty shiny. His about page is nice too, actually.
I feel very calmed by this website.
Yeah, it's nice.
Another just random nice Jim Rams.
Is this still getting in the wiki? Or the Etherpad? I don't know who's scribing. Is someone scribing?
Parties. A couple of those are. It's a little haphazard.
How do I spell this? J-I-M. Like that?
No. Ramstein.
Oh. There we go.
Yeah.
Whoa. What is going on in my life? Wow.
Oh. What's going on in his life?
All right, we're going to do that again in case everybody missed it.
Whoa! Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is nice. Oh, I like the featured articles thing. Word counts too is a thing I really want to. This is good.
Word counts.
This
So
is good.
versus time. Has anyone been on very nice sites before?
Is that a aggregator?
Wait, yeah. So this website is on there. It's just verynicesites.com, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just this massive list of beautiful websites.
That's what I've been hunting for in my life.
The downside, and so the reason that I came to this is I feel like whoever's compiling them is running out of very nice sites, and they're starting to get so that's why I kind of showed up here, because it's like, okay, well, maybe there's something new. But this gentleman's site is enough sites, I guess.
I just realized that I think I put in my Todoist, I put in reading list. And to J. Miller.
Oh, what was that?
This is my Todoist. I think I had marked a link in for pretty websites, but I didn't find the website I'm looking for.
I thought you were like doing something on this site. And I was
No, that would be super cool. Sorry guys, I just don't have a lot of screen real estate. This is really nice.
Word count is interesting versus time read because I don't necessarily try.
I don't really believe those time read things, especially because they don't know. I come back to since they failed to on my test.
Yeah. Are they aggregating?
Are they actually tracking and then averaging out how long it takes people to scroll to the bottom?
I think most of them are just word count.
Yeah, I don't think there's very good
do a
machine
foggy
learning
mix and
involved.
you can just.
Yeah.
So
like
it'd be funny if there was
complicated ones are
machine
usually
learning and it tracked based on your tab being open for a week. So it's just read them 1 week.
Does anybody have good examples of good podcasts?
Pages?
Yeah,
That's
pages,
a good one.
particularly podcasts like permalink pages for the RSS feeds.
Wow, that's
So either Market and Karen McGrain who do like huge responsive web design, they have one called if you go to responsive web design podcast, they have a special they have a site just for the podcast, and it's really nicely designed. And each of the episodes have that there, and then you click through to the episode.
Oh, and
they
it's
pull quotes, and this is and they have the transcripts, and this is what stops me doing podcasting because
you felt like
I
you
do
couldn't
the
do it
recording
this
and
well.
everything, and then like it's so good, right? So,
this is cool.
I feel like that's rare.
I got a podcast too, maybe.
Maybe you have a podcast.
No, I don't have one, but I know one. It's insert user, but then .nl. So it's in Dutch, and you can listen to it, but you won't understand. Insert user.
Oh,
so,
user.
User, yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, it's got that parallax going on. This is nice.
Yeah, and it's if you click on it, it also like if you start playing it, it says
this is cool. All right.
it has all the links, all those icons. It's actually
What?
Are these quotes?
No, these are links to things in the podcast.
Oh, and it moves around.
And it moves around the page.
As you're listening live.
Yeah, and as you listen, it's actually scrolling through the whole thing, so you always have the right link on the right.
Are they selling this? Because I'll buy it.
No. Yeah.
Who did?
It's actually also an interesting podcast. It's in Dutch, so you can't do anything, but it's a nice one.
Audio content. This is a great design.
Now, here's the real question: do you get a permalink that to a specific bookmark in the episode? So if you like click on a specific time, does it like generate a?
Yeah, click pause.
Okay,
no, I believe they don't.
No.
Ha!
Well, this website is garbage.
Utter garbage. So I've worked. That was what I flagged in my little presentation. That's kind of
It's like the sound
pain
Oh, it's
point.
just the not
linking directly to
podcast.
But the way I've done it for video, it's transcripts. The transcripts, and then I have a little bit of JavaScript that synchronizes the transcripts with the video itself. And then each piece of the transcript is a fragment. And when you link to the fragment, it triggers the video synchronization. Right? So it allows you to
So something I've struggled with just podcast pages is having it, because I host it on my own domain, is having the podcast go out to the RSS and not get junked up with too much stuff for our iTunes to read, but then have a good host page. And like that's something I really struggled with. So I'm really curious what this looks like syndicated on. Like, they're clearly not hosting this.
It has links to iTunes, RSS, and SoundCloud.
So I suspect that this iTunes.
That's just a link to iTunes?
Well, this is all of iTunes. I think that was not meant to be that way. We're finding lots of problems with this website. It's amazing.
Speaking of those hash links, though, what you're talking about, pause. I know Aaron on his audio or videos, I think. When you pause, it updates the URL automatically. With that.
I use the same thing, yeah. So you can make you can give people links that will even play just certain parts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But that's dependent then on an API, a video API.
Yeah, most browsers support it, but if you most support it if you put it in the URL to the media file. If you want to support it in the page, you need a little.
Okay. Yep.
There's another podcast site somebody here, Jim works on. It's at Geekouts XYZ. And this is another interesting, moving player. So it's got a live transcript. And if you hit play, it karaoke style highlights and moves. Oh, okay. Or it gets in your way.
Well, it just really wants you to know that it's a prototype. That's really good.
See, now, if you click a part, does it jump to the way I built it is you click in the transcript, it jumps to the audio or video file. And if you scrub that it synchronizes the.
Playing.
Yeah, it does.
Look at that.
It does. That's cool. I want that. Can I have that? Also, how much time does it take to upload these frickin' podcasts, guys? If you've got this, like, this must be like a 3-hour process to get this up after recording the podcast.
Do you mean the size of the file, or
No. I
just,
mean like tagging the whole transcript to.
So I do with the conference videos that we do. Like it's worth my while getting the services like rev.com, but it's like $50 an hour. And then you got to mark it up and everything. It's still a fair to do. Right?
Yeah. Jim and I were talking about this. He says there's a big process. Like, there's software that makes a lot of this automated, but it's a long pipeline to set up. So, like, he even has something that will take a good transcript and align it, so it'll like put in all the timestamps.
So this can be done with machines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least like a good chunk of it. You probably want humans to do
the transcript.
I think in a couple of years we're almost getting to captioning now.
Yeah.
Right? Not quite there yet, and I think that'd be make a profound change. You still at the moment, humans could do it.
Yeah.
Right? But I think that they're just about there. I reckon 18 months from now, AOS.
This is amazing. I'm so glad we're doing this session, guys, because my mind's getting blown. Any other websites people want to do? Podcasts or otherwise? Is there a website?
I've just added some screenshots from old Sean Inman stuff to the Etherpad.
Oh.
Just look for the pink. Up a bit, it's under the Sean Inman parts. So there are 2 screenshots there. This one is reddish and the other one is orangish, and you can see that its entire design just changes the background color, and he had all the fonts adapt their color to the new background color.
Very cool.
So there's another screenshot for comparison. The link right below.
I sort of do that on my site. Whenever I update it, it picks one of like 6 colors and updates it.
Yeah, so Sean just went through time. It slowly changed. And the third link I added was another landing page that he had before the 2 that we've already looked at. But I couldn't find the actual link, so you'll have to make do with a very small screenshot. And on that one, the thought bubbles would follow your cursor, if I remember correctly.
That's cool.
So those would react in the same way as the links on his current landing page do, but this was just an image one.
So from an IndieWeb standpoint, I would be really interested in changing those background colors and the CSS of the text based on post types. So all my RSVPs are red backgrounds with a certain kind of font, and all of my web mention responses are this way. I know some people are kind of doing that as far as how they display on the page, but I think it'd be kind of interesting to have like a unified design aesthetic except for the colors changing based on post type. If anybody wants to design that WordPress theme for me, just let me know.
Ages ago, a company I worked for, we built a CMS. Because that's a good idea. Where's Ben? And one of our features that we had was it had like this sky at the top of the admin interface, and when you were writing, based upon your location, it would actually show like if it was at nighttime, it would actually show like an evening with like a moon and stars. And if it was daytime, it would show the sun rising or whatever, and it would animate during the day. So if you're like doing a very long post, the idea was like that you could be writing and then it would just, kind of the sun would just rise behind you. Kind of a cool thing. Didn't get used at all, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
I like those idea of things that change.
So you're looking to do like the Facebook thing where they have the big backgrounds now.
Well, that's actually, that's a
gradients.
thing that I'm really struggling with, the big colored backgrounds, is that they're very effective for Facebook algorithms right now because they're trying to incentivize people doing them.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to last very long because now they're already being overused. But I can't posse those through my own website. So, and what I end up posseing is image posts that look like that are cuter because I can use whatever font I want. But obviously, like, image posts are kind of terrible as far as searchability. So,
right.
Yeah, and that's just a general IndieWeb problem that we are like obviously not going to solve tomorrow. So.
Right. It's something that like you could take on and an individual person could be like, oh, if it's less than this many words, then show a different thing. But there's not like a
Well, and
practice.
you can't posse it from your own website to that Facebook type.
Yeah,
There's no way to do that.
Facebook doesn't have the API for it.
Yeah.
There's even different locations on Facebook. Like I think you have to go to the home page and create a status to get the background thing. If you're like on your feed and you just click like what I'm thinking, it doesn't show up there.
Well, and not everybody has all the backgrounds and everything right now because they're rolling it out based on whims.
Just ick. That's all.
Yeah.
And we should close on the bad volume sliders. That's definitely a thing.
All right.
Right
and
there.
We had a very positive session, so we're going to end with a little
It's
bit
inspiration for you all. There's animated GIFs of them, so they're very fun. That was my. It gets much worse. Keep going. It gets much worse. You're doing. This one's my favorite.
I love that.
It launches the little.
That's the one that someone made work in JavaScript.
Yeah, that one actually does work.
That's mine.
Make it loud.
Did someone make that work?
No. But
the volume would be so loud because I would be laughing
the
at
very
it.
best one is the last roll.
Like hold dice. It just deflates over time.
To keep it pumping.
Like the advanced volume control.
It's just like every elevator lift.
That one I really like.
Set volume to 0 increase 5%. This is the best one of all. We have automatically adjusted your volume based upon your latitude. To change your volume, simply move your device to a new location.
Walking north.
I can see Aaron doing that.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that was delightful. Thank you. I think we're done.
No one misses out on the most geeky one, though. Someone programmed it. He showed his terminal. His volume adapted based on how far his laptop was opened. Just your screen.
Oh my god. That's really good. Alright. Thanks, guys. Some of it very nice sites in the Etherpad, too.
It is.
Okay, sweet. Thanks for subscribing. Everybody subscribe.
Good session.
Thanks for coming up with a good idea for a session.
I'm super inspired.
That was just fun.
For a session.
There's one spot left.
Someone is this Twitter fight now. Someone is doubting that I don't know how to code.
Nice.
I do data analysis. I don't know what I'm supposed to.
There's this block
Knowing
button.
R does not make websites. I guess.
Referring to Kyle's comments? Or
Yeah, it is Kyle's comment. Yep.
I don't think he's doubting you. He's expressing surprise. That's our Kyle. I don't know what that means.
I miss Kyle.
No, it's a Twitter.
Me too.
I can make a Twitter fight.
You're right. I'm a coder.
It's a Twitter pillow fight. I think is
Always cuss him out and block him.
yeah, clearly. I'm a bit like.
Well, no. Whenever I
had
was testing
the
web
Birdie
mention
Bros,
presentation,
which were kind of the Gamergate because I worked for the Democratic Party. Like, I had a terrible summer last year because of that, so I get very nervous.
Sure.
So I'm like,